Hello folks and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do it now and hit the bell icon to get instant updates. Today we'll be doing Eid Mubarak in Urdu, and for this I have a chunky yarn and a 5.5mm crochet hook. So starting our work with a slip knot, make a slip knot and secure it on your hook. And now make a chain of 10. Now turn your work and look at the loops at the back side of your chain. So go into the first loop and make your first single crochet. Make 2 more single crochets in those back loops. Now we're going to start with the next part, so chain 10. Again turn your work and in those back loops make 4 single crochets. Now for the next part, chain 12. Turn your work and in the back loops make a single crochets. Make 12 single crochets. So here we are back where we had our 4 single crochets. So we're going to skip this part and on the chain, again in the back stitch, make your single crochet. Make another single crochet in the next chain. Now in the third one, make a slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now again make a slip stitch in the same space. In the next 3 chains, make 3 single crochets. Now here we are at the starting part where we made 3 single crochets, so we're going to skip this part, and on the chain we've got 7 chains, so make 7 single crochets in each of the back loops of this chain. So here I've finished the first part, cut off the yarn and weave in the ends, and I'll show you how to block this so that it doesn't get curled up. So here I've placed the shape and I've pinned it down so that it is in the shape that I want. Now with this steaming hot iron, I'm not touching the surface of my work, but just going over with the steam a couple of times. So just leave it to cool it off. So you can see it's slightly damp and warm at the moment, but I'm just going to leave it to cool down, and when it cools down it's going to retain its shape. So here it's been nearly 3 minutes and I'm taking off the pins now. And now you can see the shape, it isn't curling and it maintains the shape that I want. So let's complete the other parts now. So again, starting with the slip knot, secure the knot on your hook and chain 33. Now count the 12th chain from your hook and make a slip stitch in the back loop. Turn your work and go into the back loop of your next stitch and make a single crochet. So it's going to be a bit fiddly and the work might twist, so make sure you're working in the back stitches. So even if it is a bit twisted, don't worry. Once we block our work, they will all set in their specific places. So just working in those back loops, make 11 single crochets. Now we're back on our chain part. So on the chain, make a slip stitch and join your work. And this is on the next stitch where we had made our initial first slip stitch. Again, working in the back loops, make 2 single crochets. 1, 2. Now on the third one, make a slip stitch. Chain 3. Now make a slip stitch in the same space. Now make 3 single crochets in the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Now for this part, we've got 14 chains over here. So we're going to skip 1 chain and in the next one make a single crochet. So make the remaining 13 single crochets. Cut off the extra yarn, weave in your ends and block your work. Now making the next part, starting with a slip knot, chain 12. Now turn your work and in the back loops make 7 single crochets. On the 7th single crochet, chain 1 and make a slip stitch in the same stitch. Now make the remaining 5 single crochets. Cut off the extra yarn and weave in the ends and we'll block this as well. Moving on to the last part of our word, Chain 34. Turn your work towards the back side, and in those back loops, make 8 single crochets in the next 8 chains. Chain 2, and then make your next 11 single crochets in the next 11 chains. Skip the next chain and make 8 single crochets in the next 8 chains. And we're still working in the back loops. So here, skip one chain and make 5 single crochets in the remaining 5 chains. Cut off the extra yarn, weave in your ends and block your work. So now I've taken a smaller hook. It is a 4.5mm crochet hook and I'm using the same yarn. So make a magic circle, chain 1 and make 5 single crochets in the magic circle. Pull the starting tail to close your circle and slip stitch into the first single crochet. Cut off the extra yarn and weave in your ends. Make 2 more like these. So block all your work, arrange your letters, and this is the final look. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and Eid Mubarak!